Alright everyone, we're going to talk about how to find the mean and standard deviation using a TI-30 calculator. Now, not all the TI-30s will. I just picked this one because, to me, this is the best TI-30. It's the TI-30 XS Multiview. Some of the other ones will do it. The TI-34 should probably do it. The TI-36 definitely does. That'll be a different video. The TI-83, 84 will. That will be later. Looking on here, XY tables. Just the 30 and 36 does that. Now, I don't see anything about statistics on here. This does do some statistics. You can see data editor and list formulas right there. So that shows you this will do it. Okay? Now, I'm going to cut this open. I got me a nice hobby knife here. It does say statistics on the front of the package right there. Okay? I know some teachers restrict what you can and cannot use in classes. Oh, the cover from my knife just went flying across the room. That's not really good because this knife is exceedingly sharp. This anti-theft protection stuff can drive me a bit bonkers at times, and I mean bit bonkers because this plastic's pretty tough to open. I mean, well, there you go. Look, push out the back and you can open it, and I didn't do that. Well, because you can't see it from the back. Well, you can now that I've torn it up a lot. Well, anyhow, I'm going to put that knife someplace where it won't get me. And let's start talking about how this works. Now, this video isn't about how to do this by hand. This video is about how to use this to do it. Okay? So what I'm going to do is zoom in just a little bit. So all we really see is this calculator. Okay? And the screen. And I'm just taking a second. You can see some of the lighting glare on this. You got quite a bit of bright lights on this. Turning the calculator on. There you go. Now, if you got a TI-36, it's almost the exact same button pushes. Because it's right here. When you turn it on, they look kind of the same. They both have the data button. You push the data buttons are the same. You hit second data. They're not quite the same. The 36 can do a lot more. But the important parts that you need are the same between the two. They work the same way. The 1-bar stats is what you want there. And they work the same. They look the same. So whether you got a TI-36 or a TI-30, it's going to work the exact same way. Okay? So the first thing you want to do is press the data button, which is right here. Now you've got a list L1, a list L2, and a list L3. This has got to go in L1, and this goes into L2. Okay, I'm just looking up to make sure we can see things. I know what will help a little bit. Let me see if I can find something. I know I'm not really prepared. I'll put this under there. If I do that, that cuts the glare way down on the calculator screen. There we go. So I'm going to type 1, 2, 3, 4 here. So I'm going to hit 1, enter, 2, enter, 3, enter, 4, enter. You can't see all the data points on the screen. The screen just isn't that big. Over here I'm going to put 0.1, enter, 0.25, enter, 0.3, enter, 0.35, enter. Now I got all my data typed in. Okay? What I'm going to do now, so this is the first step. You press data, and then you type in your numbers. The second step is to hit second data because you want that stat button. So I'll hit second data. We just want 1-bar stats. So you just press enter. Now you want this to say data, and it should say L1, and it does. And then frequency, FRQ. We want that to say, and I'm right off screen, go figure. We want that to say L2. Because here's our X values and here's our P of X. So we got to tell the calculator where the P of X is. So I go over to L2 and press enter. Then I can hit calculate. Okay? Now once you hit calculate, and I'm going to move my paper over a little bit so I can write some without redoing my zoom. X bar is the mean. So for X bar, it says it's 2.9. So my mean is equal to 2.9. If I go down, standard SX has error because that's standard deviation at sample. It's not what we want. Sigma X is 0.994987. That is the standard deviation. Since we got everything out of the calculator, I'm going to move this so I can write this. This right here is the mean, and it is also called the expected value. This one right here is our standard deviation. Now this prevents you from doing a whole lot of formulas. So to me, it's good to learn how to use the calculator and get that correct. Okay? Well, there you go. Short video on how to find the mean and standard deviation on a TI-30. Now one thing, if you press data, there's no real quick way to clear this, which is really annoying to me. If I hit second data, there is no way there either. Okay? So if I want to clear things, I just have to press delete to get rid of them all. That's the only way to clear the numbers out of there. So if you type a lot of numbers in there, you're going to press delete a lot. Just letting you know. But there you go. There's a quick way of finding mean and standard deviation with the TI-30. Now, some of the other TI-30s will do it. Some of the slightly lower value models of the TI-30 have the exact same functionality of this. They just don't have the nice big screen. So you can type fractions and other thing in here. Like I want to type a fraction 2 minus 7 divided by 5 plus 8. That's going to be nice later. You don't want the fraction. You push the button to get it out of fraction form. But anyhow, that's going to be nice later for some of you taking baby stat classes where the teachers are mean, that sort of thing. All right, hope you enjoyed. Hopefully it was useful.